Hello guys, in this video we're going to talk about ultimate adventure motorcycle. Is it really exist? How to choose, what to be careful? Stay with me and I will do my best to help you. The choice you have to make depends from many circumstances. Budget, visual preferences, how many kilometers per day you're going to ride, what kind of terrains you're going to ride, and many more. So how to choose the right motorcycle? Which one is the best adventure motorcycle? Bike ready to go anywhere, anytime. To be with nice design, strong engine, very good off-road possibilities, enough luggage capacity, and of course, affordable price. Well, my friends, I am here to disappoint you again. This type of motorcycle doesn't exist. As usual, the resistance will attack me and they will say, no, you're not right, GS 1200 Adventure is the perfect motorcycle adventure machine. Yes, I have to agree with that. It's a great bike, but it has only two problems. First, it's a bloody expensive. I have to sell my kidneys to afford it. Second, it is too big and too heavy. For me it's fine, I am little above 6 foot and I'm fine, but what about if you're 160 and weight 70 kilograms? This motorcycle with all the luggage on will weigh 3 times more than you. How are you gonna lift it if you fell down? And you will fall down in some stage. Another one, KTM 1190 Adventure. Fantastic machine, I will love to have it. But again, it is very expensive and too tall for the short riders. So KTM guys, if you watch this video, please make something with the price. Not with the quality, with the price, please. The new Africa Twin. Wow, this is my dreaming machine. But the Christmas is already gone and now what? I have to wait for the next Christmas and pray to the universe to bring it to me. It's too expensive, it's a great bike, it's a fantastic bike, but again, the price is not for everyone. For most of the bikers, prices above 12 or $13,000 are so much money. With this amount of money, you can go around half of the world. Hold on guys, it's not that bad. The ultimate adventure bike, what does this mean? Well, the people traveling with almost everything. From a simple scooter Vespa to the high-end BMW GS 1200 Adventure. Sjaack Luccasen did it with the Yamaha R1. Duck did it with his Harley. So basically you can travel with any bike. I'm going to tell you now how I understand it. When you're choosing your bike, you have to keep in mind just a couple of things. You have to like it, not the others. If you buy this bike because somebody told you that it's a great bike and could have any kind of possibilities, you're already making a mistake. Sooner or later, no later than 1 year, you will find out that it's not your bike because you don't like it. It doesn't matter what kind of capabilities it has, you just don't like it. You have your own preferences and style. Listen to yourself and go ahead. Even if you make a mistake, it will be a good experience for your next bike. Number 2, it has to be easy for ride, which is mean it has to be for you. You're going to ride this bike, not your friends and not the professional riders from Dakar Rally. If it's not suitable for you, just leave it. Choose another. If you're wondering about the ergonomics or how the bike will stay with you, just go to the cycleergo.com and check it. You can browse between different models and brands and you will see visually how you look on the bike. I will leave a link in the description. Number 3, it has to be easy to do the standard maintenance. Some bikes are so complicated that even simple things like changing a spark plug, you have to disassemble the half of the bike. Don't forget that we're talking about ultimate adventure machine, not for Sunday riding motorcycle, which is meaning that sometimes you will face the reality and your motorcycle will break down in the middle of nowhere without any help. You have to be able to do at least the simple procedures to check something. Spark plug, the battery, some power connections and many more. Number 4, you will need a big tank for a minimum 20 liters. You have to be able to cover at minimum 300 kilometers before you need to refill your bike. If the bike you like hasn't got, it's not so bad, you can change it later. There are many aftermarket brands like Acerbis or IMS and just keep in mind that sometimes they not pass correctly, so you need to adjust some things to fix it properly on your frame. Number 5, you will need a good light. Some of the bikes are equipped with a very weak lights, except the new models. All new models coming with a good lights. On the long trip, you never know when you're going to need it. Even if you never ride on the dark, please make sure that you have a good light on your motorcycle. It could save your life. Spotlights or some additional gadgets I cannot really recommend. Your charging system might not be ready for it, and instead of more light, it could drain your battery very fast. Number 6, chain or drive shaft. First is lighter, but you have to lubricate it more often. With the second, you don't need to do anything, but in the case it's break down in the middle of nowhere, you'll need a special parts to fix it. So both have some pros and cons. There's another one, belts, but the belts are not recommended, especially if you plan to have some off-road. Number 7, wheels. If possible, choose the bike with the standard wheel sizes, something like 2117 or 2118. With this type of wheels, it will be more easy to find tires around the world. Also, with 21-inch front wheel, you'll be much better when you hit off-road sections. If the bike comes equipped with the XL rims, fantastic. If not, you can change it later. XL rims are much stronger and they will last much longer on your trip. Number 8, tires. Some tires are very good on road, some are very good off-road. There is no universal tire. It's all the matter of compromises. You have to choose which one suits perfectly for you. If you're going to around the world trip and you plan a lot of off-road sections, so better option is to choose something like 50-50 or at least 70-30, but never only street road tires. Yes, they will last longer, but the first time when you hit the dirt roads or off-road sections, you'll remember me. Number 9, frame and subframe. Adventure traveling means a long trip. On such a trip, you'll need a lot of luggage. Your motorcycle has to be ready to hold all of this luggage. It is not possible if you have a weak frame or subframe. I have seen enough cases with a broken subframe or even frame. KTM 450 is a great enduro bike, but it is not designed to carry 30, 50 or 50 kilograms of luggage. If you choose this type of motorcycle or similar, you have to find a solution to make the subframe stronger, or you have to travel very light. Number 10, engine. There are many discussions about that. How big the engine need to be. Somebody will say a minimum 1000, 2 cylinders, some will say no, 600 is enough, single cylinder is better. Whatever suits to you, your riding style and your budget. What you have to keep in mind is the oil change intervals. In some small enduro machines like KTM 250, 450 or Yamaha or Husqvarna, you have to change the engine oil every 8, 10 or 12 working hours. The engine life of those type of motorcycles it's about 10 to 12,000 kilometers. After that they need overhaul. So they are great bikes, but they are not suitable for a long motorcycle trip. Number 11, wind protection. This is something you will never think until you go to your first long motorcycle trip. Then you will realize how important it is to have a nice windshield. If the bike you're buying already has, perfect. If not, you can add it later. There is more than enough options in the internet. Number 12, seat. Wow, we love our boots. Tiny, narrow seats are perfect for off-road riding or motocross, but you will cry after 500 kilometers, believe me. Please don't make this mistake. Large seat, it's a must. I have tried any kind of air hooks or some paddings or some gel seats or whatever. They all work, but not the way I expected. So better is to have a large, comfortable seat instead of all of these experiments. Number 13, spare parts. It sounds not on the right place now at the moment, but believe me, it is. When you're choosing your motorcycle, please make sure that it is a well-known brand. Just imagine for a second that you have a breakdown situation in the middle of nowhere and you need spare parts for a bike no one heard about it? Where you gonna find the spare parts for your bike? It's not possible. In some areas, even the well-known brands like Yamaha or Suzuki or Honda, it's very difficult to find the parts. What about if no one heard about it? In addition, I will suggest to choose a light and comfortable motorcycle. The last thing you're gonna need on the long motorcycle trip is a heavy bike. Yes, sometimes the weight is a pros, but in most of the cases will be cons. Your motorcycle needs to be ready to go to the hardest parts of your journey, which is mean if you have a hard off-road section somewhere at the end of your journey, but you have a heavyweight GS 1200 Adventure and you weigh 60 kilograms, for you will be almost impossible to go there and ride your motorcycle unless you're off-road expert. So choose the proper bike. This is the simple way to avoid many future problems. And for final, I will remind you again, the perfect adventure bike doesn't exist. Until this moment, I couldn't find a model to cover all the points I just said. Well, it sounds very discouraging, but don't worry, there is a hope. What you can do is just go and buy a model which is cover most of the points I just said. Then you can make some changes to add some things like a big windscreen or change the suspension or whatever you like or whatever you need to do. I'm not telling you that with the bike you're going to buy in the stock condition you can't make your trip. Of course you can, but with these changes it will be much easier for you. I did exactly the same and it helped me so much, but who am I to tell you? There is one very informative book. The name is Building the Ultimate Adventure Motorcycle from Robert Wick. It's a great book and I highly recommend it for everyone who is planning a long motorcycle trip. I will leave a link in the description. And don't forget, the motorcycle is just a tool. The most important is to ride, no matter with what. Thank you very much for watching and don't forget to subscribe for a new video every week. Ride safe. Ciao.